fjords of northern Norway were a place of jagged beauty, where cliffs stabbed the sky and the sea whispered secrets older than time. In the autumn of 2025, a small team of documentary filmmakers, Lila, Marcus, Freya, and Eric, set out to explore a newly discovered Viking burial site on a remote island called Blodøy, or Blood Island. The site, uncovered after a storm eroded the cliffs, promised untouched artifacts, a longship, weapons, and runes hinting at a lost Norse legend. Lila, the team's ambitious director, saw it as their big break. Viking horror, ancient curses, this is our ticket to a viral doc, she told the others, her drone camera buzzing overhead as they loaded their gear onto a fishing boat. Marcus, the historian, adjusted his glasses. The runes mentioned a blood debt to something called the Draugr King. It's not just a burial site, it's a warning. Freya, the sound technician and a descendant of Norwegian fishers, shivered. My grandma used to talk about Blodøy, said the Vikings there made pacts with things that weren't gods. Bad things, Eric, the cameraman and resident skeptic, laughed. It's just old bones and rusty swords. You're all spooked by fairy tales. The boat cut through the icy waves, Blodøy looming ahead like a scar against the gray sky. The island was small, its cliffs black and jagged, crowned with twisted pines. As they docked, the air felt wrong, too still, too cold, with a faint smell of ash and decay. Lila's drone captured the landscape, its footage glitchy despite a full battery. Perfect for the intro, she said, ignoring the unease creeping up her spine. The burial site. They hiked to the burial site, a cavern carved into the cliffs, its entrance sealed by a stone slab etched with runes. Marcus translated, his voice low. Here lies the host of the Draugr King, bound by blood, never to rest. Sounds like a cheery place. Eric pushed the slab aside, revealing a tunnel that reeked of damp earth and something metallic. Inside, the cavern opened into a vast chamber, its walls lined with Viking skeletons in rusted armor, clutching axes and shields. At the center stood a longship, its prow carved into a snarling wolf's head, its hull etched with more runes. Torches, impossibly still burning, cast flickering shadows that seemed to move on their own. "This is unreal," Lila whispered, her drone hovering to capture the ship. The footage showed static, interspersed with flashes of skeletal faces, their jaws open in silent screams. "Battery must be low," she muttered, but her hands shook. Freya set up her audio equipment, her headphones crackling with static. "I'm picking up voices, not ours." They're whispering in Old Norse. Marcus frowned. "That's impossible. This place has been sealed for centuries." The whispers grew louder, a guttural chant that vibrated in their chests. "Blodskuld, Draugr Konungur." Marcus paled. "Blood debt, Draugr King." Eric scoffed, but his flashlight flickered. "Let's grab some artifacts and get out. This place is giving me the creeps." As they explored, they found a stone altar at the ship's bow, stained black with what looked like dried blood. A single rune glowed faintly on its surface, pulsing like a heartbeat. Lila reached out, her fingers brushing the rune. The air turned frigid, and the torches flared, casting shadows of armored figures that weren't there. The awakening. The ground trembled, and the whispers became a roar. "You've woken him," the voice boomed, not from the cavern, but from inside their skulls. The skeletons stirred, their bones creaking as they rose, empty eye sockets glowing with a sickly green light. Their armor clinked, axes raised, as if drawn by an invisible command. "Draugr!" Marcus shouted, stumbling back. In Norse lore, Draugr were undead warriors, cursed to guard their tombs. These were no myth. The nearest one, a towering figure in a horned helm, swung its axe at Eric, who dove behind the longship. The blade sparked against the wood, leaving a gash that oozed black liquid. Lila's drone crashed, its screen frozen on the rune, now glowing blood red. Freya's headphones screamed with static, the Norse chant deafening. Blood skuld. Blood skuld. She tore them off, blood trickling from her ears. Run, Jake yelled, but the cavern's entrance had sealed itself, the stone slab back in place. The Draugr advanced, their movements jerky but relentless, their glowing eyes fixed on the group. Lila grabbed a rusted shield from the floor, blocking a blow that sent her sprawling. Marcus clutched a notebook, frantically sketching the altar's rune. If we break the rune, maybe we break the curse, Freya, trembling, pointed to the longship. The runes on the hull, they're different. They're about binding, not summoning. Maybe we can use them. The Draugr closed in, their axes slashing. Eric swung a torch, setting one ablaze, but it kept coming, flames licking its bones. The voice roared again, deeper, hungry.